My name is Tuan Nguyen. I'm owner and founder of VietFive Coffee. I wanted to share my family's journey, our story, and celebrate our culture at the same time, and also bring Vietnamese coffee to the forefront of the specialty coffee world. Some of the things we have accomplished since we opened and how long we've been open is this March 19th we'll be celebrating 3 years of VietFive. We're really excited about that, being embedded in the community as a Vietnamese coffee brand, just as a Vietnamese brand in general. We've been really excited. What we have accomplished is really our community is growing, and we share our story, we build community, and we do it through the love of our Vietnamese culture. And I think like one of the biggest accomplishments is not just in like sales and revenue, but really just the our community growing at large, right? Creating a third space in a sense for folks to feel welcome and come in inherently seeing our culture being celebrated, but also welcoming for them to come along with our journey. So we're really grateful for that. It's been one of our biggest accomplishments is that our community is growing. I think how being part of the AAPI community has impacted us is really that we just being proud of who we are, right? And sharing our culture, inviting folks to learn more about us, educating, informing, and celebrating with us, providing a product and a service that some folks that never known before, or re-educating them on what Vietnamese coffee is, our food, the palate, and really on how welcoming Asian people can be. And we create a space just for that. I always love educating what Vietnamese coffee is because the goal and the mission is really to change the narrative about what they think Vietnamese coffee is. It's definitely not just about milk. It's definitely not just about a drink. It's really coffee grown and harvested in Vietnam, the place of its origin. Robusta coffee that we grow on my family's farm in the central highlands of Vietnam in a town called Bù Ma Thuc, Vietnam. We get to bring it right here to the city of Chicago. You know, the coffee also has like nutritional values. It makes it's low acidic, it's higher in antioxidant, less sugar and calories. But Vietnam being this small country is the number one producer of Robusta coffee. That's something like it's really proud of in the entire world, but we don't get to hear about it or experience it in the States, which is sad, but that's why we want to change the narrative. Right? It's like missionally, we want people to enjoy a cup of coffee from Vietnam, from plant to sip, harvest to roast, and that's really like a goal and a mission. And we're really excited about doing that. It's not just about people thinking, oh, it's bitter, it's sweet condensed milk. No, it's coffee grown and harvested in Vietnam, and now it's imported right here to the city of Chicago. So that's really missionally and why we do it. And we're really excited about people when we're changing the narrative about Vietnamese coffee. I'm really biased with the menu, so I say try everything. But to when they first come in, I think if they haven't experienced it, it is that number one. Right? It's our Robusta coffee, thin brew with sweetened condensed milk. Food wise, I always recommend the banh mi. Right? I do banh mi in 3 different ways. So the traditional banh mi is not, what you typical think here. My mom taught me how to make banh mi, but she also encouraged me to make it my own. So we make a VietFive banh mi. That's toasted with 3 types of meat, jambon chalo and sasu chicken. No one does sasu chicken but us. So I want to do the three style ballet style banh mi with our version of it. So I recommend the number one with our sweetened condensed milk, with our Robusta thin brew coffee and a banh mi sandwich. Some of my future goals is that I want to develop the brand, a product through VietFive that reaches the community at large on a global scale. We are a global citizen. We are global citizens living in a global world with a global product. And our stories as from refugee to the U.S. to government housing to now to the art world, to the agency world, to the creative space, and now in entrepreneurial space. We want to be able to duplicate that in places where global citizens exist. So it's not just having a bunch of shops around Chicago, but in communities around the world, around the United States, where global citizens exist. And that's really like a goal of mine in the next 5 years. It's to plant VietFive in places where global citizens exist. That's really the objective and where that is. And it starts right here in the city of Chicago, because the city of Chicago is a global city with 77 neighborhoods. And I believe it's the greatest city in the world to start anything, because all great things have come from Chicago. So I'm really thankful that we get to be here celebrating our culture. It's a story of both people now living in the greatest city in the world, in Chicago, and get to do that. So that's what I would hope to do. And then also in the next couple of years, I hope people starting their perception of Vietnamese culture, food, and culinary evolves. And when they come in with a curiosity of their palate, they choose Vietnamese first. It's the same thing in tourism. People will tell you when they where they want to go. They want to go to Vietnam because that's one of the destinations around the world. And it really embodies with the people, the culture, sound, the taste, and everything in the 360 approach of the human experience. Vietnamese people are very welcoming, and we do that right here too. I think for me, it's really perception is the biggest thing you overcome. When you think about Asian products, just in general, it has to be cheaper or lesser of value. I don't believe so. It just because it comes from Vietnam doesn't mean that it tastes cheaper or that the price should be less. It's just as high quality. It comes from anywhere else in the world. With the resiliency and boldness of our people, creates a product that is now the number one producer in the entire world in this little country. We're only number two behind coffee production overall in the entire world, next to the one of the largest mass countries, Brazil. So you think about that, so the overcoming things is really the perception of our audience and our guests that comes through each day. It's really changing that perception. It's that challenge of that each and every day. But the best thing to challenge that and really trying to solve that is really presenting ourselves, is unapologetically Vietnamese culture, unapologetically just being who you are as a brand and truth tellers of your story. We lead with our story because you can't duplicate that, right? You really can't duplicate that. And I really encourage like all Vietnamese, all Asian heritage of different background, first generation, fourth, fifth, whatever generation you are in the U.S., is really just being proud of who you are. And it's okay, right, to be uniquely you, because you are your own superpower, you're your own storytellers, and living out that truth for you, it's a beautiful thing, man. And any challenge that you face as a business owner or as an artist or as a creative or as someone that want to choose a career path, really just being honest with that and really celebrating who you are. And man, we work hard, we're resilient, we're bold, we're strong, just like the coffee that you're going to be drinking. Oh man, yeah. Shoot, there's a bunch. I love Saigon Sisters for sure. Um, all brands, Vietnamese stories that embodies within their product or their services, I'm a big fan of. Right, like Nha Trang up in Argyle, the groups that are organizations that represent and push Vietnamese culture too. I think they just like something like Hai Bai Yo or Celebrate Argyle. Um, I mean, even your guys' group, right? You guys are doing these things, and it's not just going beyond food. It's really creating an entity that celebrates who you are. You should be freaking proud of that, you know. But those are just a couple of handfuls I really like and value. There's so much more in the city. Felicia's out in the Bloomingdale's, some of my favorite places to eat too. A little shop in Argyle called Donkey, makes home style food. I just love it. And even in these places with a number, shout out to that. You got a good chance it's gonna be a good place. 888, whatever. Anything with a number, I think it's really good. So that's like a little nugget there. But no, you should try it all, right? Be subjective, but also just kind of celebrate what they're doing as a business owner. That in itself, golly, is so hard. And it's not about competition. It should be about collaboration. Right? It should be about connection and community. In For any business owner that comes out to take that leap, that chance to start a business. Man, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the hardest things I ever done. But I'm thankful each and every day, for it. I think first for business owners is to really develop a strong concept, an idea of what you want to do. Think more, do less. I always say it's like develop a strong concept that you want to do, and then use that as your north star to develop your products, your menu, your drinks, and then that ties in from the concept. It ties to your story, your uniqueness, your ownership into the space that you choose to create your business. For our guests, be curious, right? Have a mind of curiosity. Be adventurous. Always don't be closed off onto experiencing new food, new drinks that the world has to offer. Right? I think that you would lose out so much if you do. Be courageous. Be courageous in what you want to achieve, and don't have a spirit of fear. I think that's in this moment, in any space and time that we have. It should be an exciting time to be courageous in who you are as an individual, what your mind brings forth. Do not let the boundaries of your influences hold you back in what your greatness can be.